Okay, hey everyone. I'm here live at the Cambodian Market. It's a weekend market in South Philly at FDR Park. And I'm here with Angie from Satay Kampar and Kampar Kitchen in South Philly. And Angie is going to give us a tour today of the market. And I believe, Angie, this is your first time attending this market in 2021, is that right?
Yeah, this year, this market just opens during the summertime when the weather is good. And I believe they just opened literally last week. So checking out the market again, it seems to grow bigger and bigger every year. When we were here last year, it was a pretty big market. And this year they had to move to a different location because there are more vendors here than there was ever before. So this is really exciting.
Okay, so this is my first time attending the market, so Angie's going to lead the way. And if you have any questions, let us know where you're joining from and post the questions in here, and we're going to get started.
So this market here, we just refer it to the FDR Park Cambodian Market. And majority of the vendors here are Cambodian people, but you would see quite an array of Southeast Asian style market, Southeast Asian ingredients that are very familiar. We have, everything from food to vegetables, farmers who, these are, the farmers here plant very specifically plants. Some of them are edible, some of them are not, but they're plants that are familiar to people of the Southeast Asia community. And some of these are ingredients, like for example, if you take a look at this, this is our Southeast Asian style cilantro, which is very, very popular in our cuisine. Those are Southeast Asian basil. That is, they call it rau, but it's another ingredient that is very widely used in Southeast Asian cuisine. And then you also get food. This is amazing. Hi, how are you? When you go to a Cambodian market, you would always see something like this. This is my favorite part. This is the Cambodian style barbecue. And you can look at the skewers here. We have pork, heart, chicken wings, and there are two styles of chicken wings. This chicken wing is stuffed, and this is really amazing. They stuff it with almost like a sausage style meat, and it's just stuffed in between the skin and the bones, and it's absolutely delicious. It's marinated in palm oil, turmeric, and some flavoring. And the palm oil is what gives it that orangey color.
Angie, did you say palm oil?
Palm oil, yeah. And that's what gives it that bright orange color, but it also has a different flavor to it. And you will see all throughout the market, you're going to smell this aroma of the Cambodian style barbecue that is just absolutely delicious. There's so many vendors here to choose from, and I tend to buy a couple of skewers from every one of them because it's just amazing to eat. So we're going to walk around the market first, and then we'll collect all the food that we want for our picnic later today.
Okay, now is that chicken heart, Angie?
That is chicken heart.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and because we are here a little earlier, they also have sausages that they make, and you can buy sausages from them, but it always sells out very fast. It's really, really good. Yeah. So let's get going.
Okay, so we're going to continue straight, and we're basically following Angie's lead here. And here, this is a little, I don't know.
This is like a fried station, so.
So Angie, have you tried the fried Oreos?
I have tried the fried Oreos. So in every Southeast Asian market, and this is very similar in Cambodia, in Thailand, in Malaysia, there is usually a stall that fries pretty much everything, from fried plantains to, in this case, we have fried Oreos. They have. I personally like the fried taro and fried plantains. That just brings me home. And yeah, it's there's always a line for it because it's just some delicious food. Can you? So let's walk a circle down this way. So this market has several areas, so we're gonna loop around. And you can see here they have clothing as well. And one of the things that is really wonderful here is the Papaya Salad station, and we have a few vendors making fresh papaya salad here.
My favorite dish after pizza, papaya salad.
Papaya salad, yeah, this is Cambodian style papaya salad.
And are those coconut, Angie?
It's not coconut. It's a type of when my friend Sarah, when we meet up with my friend Sarah, I'm gonna have her say the actual name of the dish. What is the name of this dish?
It's like a rice
Mangkrok.
ball.
Yeah, it's a
Rice.
rice ball, and
Rice flour, scallion, and coconut.
Okay.
and yeah, so it's a special pan that you would cook this rice ball with. It's really delicious. It's got a different texture. It's a little chewy on the inside, but slightly crispy on the outside. And once it's ready, you'll see that he would drench it with some coconut cream, and that's how you would eat it.
Okay, so there is a coconut element to
There
it.
is a coconut element, yeah. At the end, there is coconut cream that he
It's
would
like a little sweet and savory.
Okay. Jomipsua?
To this store.
And they also have the papaya salad.
You guys want some? You guys want some?
We'll come back for that.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you.
Angie, are we
And,
ordering something?
Do you want to order something
No,
now?
not now.
I think we'll come back for it.
Yeah, let's do the tour
Yeah,
and then
we'll do the tour and we'll come back for it. We should definitely, we'll walk around and do the tour and then we'll come back for it.
Okay.
So these are, so they have a papaya salad that's really delicious. They also have these noodles here.
Is the noodles go in the papaya salad?
No, it's a separate dish.
Okay. Jomipsua? So more chicken heart, sausage.
There are a lot of different vendors
Oh.
selling, yeah.
So the green papaya that you saw earlier, this is what it comes from.
This is where it comes from. Yep, this is the green papaya.
So this is the green papaya. And also, Angie, are these baby mangoes?
These are baby mangoes, yes. It's so hard to find these baby mangoes.
Maybe you could buy some later.
It's actually a different species of mango as well. These style of mangoes are typically used for pickling. At least in my country, we use this for pickling. They don't really grow big like this. They remain small. And I used to have one of these mango trees back home. And my mom would actually pick them this color when they're pretty young. It has the crunchiness of almost like a green apple. But we will use that to pickle with some vinegar and some sugar, and it comes out like this. Comes out like that. And
So you think that's the mini mango?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. It comes out like this. It's really delicious. We would sometimes eat it with chilies. I like to just eat it by itself because it's got a nice sweet and sour flavor to it. I absolutely love it. These are mangoes too, but these are the ripe ones that actually grows bigger and they turn yellow when they're ripe.
Is this sugar cane?
This is sugar cane, yeah.
I like to chew on it.
It's delicious. It's like my chewing gum growing up. But before we had chewing gum, this is my chewing gum.
Oh, I'm sure your dentist loved that.
Yeah, it's good. It cleans your teeth.
Are you serious?
It does. I mean,
Oh, I thought it would be
fiber.
bad for your teeth. Jomipsua? Jomipsua? Jomipsua. So, is this pork?
No, that's
That is,
gizzard and olive heart.
Heart, okay.
It looks so
Oh.
good.
Got net that thought I bought.
I'm Malaysian. Yeah.
Uh,
how are you?
Moo?
This is really good. I love
Beef.
it.
Okay.
This is sugar cane.
So,
Sugar cane is my version of
she's
chewing gum
actually
when I was a
preparing-
kid, because you would
she's actually
chew on
shredding the
it,
green papaya.
and you get out that sweetness,
Yeah,
and all the
somtam?
juice from the chewing gum, but it's very fibrous, so you
Pok,
don't
pok.
swallow the fiber, you spit it out.
Pomputai mi
Yeah,
dai
you just
ka.
suck out, you chew on it and
Oh,
suck out
no
the
Thai?
juice. It's really
No,
good.
believe me
Oh.
or not, I live
Come on.
with it. I don't have food
Oh, okay.
for almost 4
So this
years.
is beef
Come on,
jerky?
Bush. Yeah.
Okay.
The ants suck on it.
$5.
I walk on the street, no food. I'm so hungry.
Okay, and
I
this is,
clean the
sweet.
ants and then I suck on it. No
So
juice.
this would be one of the
Oh,
vendors I would
really?
look to come to a little bit
Until
later.
now, from
And we're gonna catch up. Angie's having a conversation right now.
Yeah, it saved my life.
Oh my God.
Take a picture? Yes.
So this lady was telling us a story during the era where she had to just survive on sucking on sugarcane because she had no food and no water,
Live until now, yes.
and she just sucked on sugarcane for her nutrition.
For how many months?
For almost 4 years.
Oh,
Wow.
4 years you live off sugar cane.
Sorry.
So we're gonna try this later.
It's really helpful.
Okay, we're gonna come and get some later. We're doing a live video right now.
Okay.
So, Algon? Algon? Algon. Okay. So,
So my friend Saray is joining us for the rest of the tour today. Saray is Cambodian, and I'm so happy that she's here because, you know, even though we grew up in Southeast Asia itself is so diverse. I'm Malaysian, Saray is Cambodian. I see a lot of very familiar ingredients. I see a lot of very familiar flavors, but we speak different languages, and there are nuances between both our cuisines that I hope we'll be able to just talk about that and describe that, and Saray can help us with the Cambodian ingredients that's here. So I'm glad that Saray came to join us for the rest of the tour.
okay, Jomipsua? Okay. So you want to lead the way now?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we walk down that area, and I want to talk about the bamboo. And then more of this. It's live, yeah. So
It's a strong smell.
Now, oh yeah.
Sabaydi?
Malaysia.
Sabaydi.
Sabaydi. This here is this is the Thai or Cambodian version of the bamboo rice.
Cambodia, they say Galan.
Lao. Okay.
Vietnamese, they say soy.
Soy. Okay.
Lao, khao lam.
It's rice.
Khao lam.
This is rice
Yeah, rice,
cooked
coconut,
in
and,
bamboo.
You see this when I was in Thailand the first time, I saw this on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And in Cambodia too. When I was in Cambodia, I saw this on the side of the road.
In Malaysia, it's called lamang.
Lamang?
So, lamang in
Lamang.
Malaysia. But it's a little bit different. So the Thai version, the Lao version, the Malaysian version, they are all a little bit different. But it's a similar concept of cooking rice inside a bamboo with coconut cream on it. And it's really delicious. And in fact, I got so excited when I saw this because in my country, this is the month of Ramadan. And this is when you find lamang everywhere because that's one of the rice that we use to break fast at the end of each day. But in Lao culture and in Thailand as well, it's a daily thing that they would eat, and we eat it with rice. We eat it with curry, which is
Okay.
really delicious.
I have a question for you. You referred to Southeast Asian basil earlier. Is that the same as what I see in the store as Thai basil, or is that different?
It's the same thing. Now, so I call that Southeast Asian basil because
I never heard the term before.
I made it up because
Okay, thank
I
you.
don't like the fact that ingredients here in America have nationalities. They don't. The Thai basil grows all over Thailand. It grows in Cambodia. It grows in Malaysia. It grows in Indonesia. We all use that same basil. But I never understood why it's called Thai basil here. I feel like it's the only country that calls Thai basil Thai basil. It's the only country that says Thai chilies. We have chilies, the same chilies, so we have different names for it, but it doesn't have a nationality. So I always try not to identify an ingredient by its nationality because it doesn't make sense to me.
Okay,
It's just me. It's just me.
Thanks for clarifying. So you want to continue?
What's your favorite stall here?
So this is the first time it's set up like this. I'm not familiar with the setup yet.
This year is different, yeah?
So this is a new setup now.
Yes.
Hi, we have Shane joining us from Mumbai, India. Shane, we're touring the Cambodian market in South Philly at FDR Park. So we're just starting to walk around. You can see the different vendors grilling. Could you find a muk here?
Probably not.
Okay, that's more of a restaurant
Yes.
thing? Okay, okay.
More street food.
It's street food.
And a muk is very similar to mukpa, like the Lao mukpa.
Is it the fish?
Yeah, in the banana leaves.
in the banana.
Okay,
yeah.
so
Shall we,
Shane,
like-
right now we have Angie from Kampar Kitchen and Satay Kampar in South Philly.
Hi.
And we have Sari, who's a local resident of Khmer descent. Do I have that right?
Yep.
Okay. So we're basically going to turn around and continue this walking tour.
I think we go on that way.
And you see, they have clothing here. Sari, is there any particular name for this clothing we see?
Not a particular name. These are called sarongs.
Sarong.
Sarongs, yeah. It's a very Malay word too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, sarong is very Malay.
Do you wear these too?
We do like the same patterns, yeah. But I think that the patterns kind of have different countries have different patterns, right? So in Malaysia, the sarongs have batik motifs in it.
And if you have any
and that's,
questions
like,
for
different-
Angie or
different patterns for Cambodia.
Sari, just let us know. So right now we're seeing, this is more of the bamboo in rice. And then we
Oh, I
have
have to show you this. This is one of the things that
sugarcane juice, which I'm going to be
Sugarcane
drinking when this
juice.
is over.
Yeah.
That's the first thing we're going to get when this is over is
It's sugarcane juice. This is always what I would get when I come here. So back in our country, we would drink sugarcane juice as almost like a refresher.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, refresher, and it is delicious. You know, it's sweet, but it's not too sweet. But one of the important elements about sugarcane is the cooling effect of it. In a hot country like Cambodia and Malaysia, drinking sugarcane or even coconut milk, coconut water is really important because it cools us down and it cools the body down to be able to deal with the heat. Is that the same in your culture?
Yes, exactly, yeah. It's like our version of lemonade.
Yeah, our version of lemonade. Yeah, it's so good. It's incredible, and I was so happy when every time I come to the Cambodia market, I'm just so happy to see it. It just brings me home.
Yes, it does.
So we're going to stop and get that once this is over. Shane says this reminds him of the street markets in Mumbai, India.
Oh yeah. Oh, let's talk about this.
Now, is that basil?
No, this is not basil. What do you call this in?
Blue
I
elephant.
don't have to.
Kefir
I don't
lime
have
leaves?
the name for this.
I know what it tastes like, but I don't know what it's called.
I know what it tastes like too. It's got there are two different leaves that look similar. But we eat this raw usually with other ingredients as a flavor, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a flavor in it. It's got a very sharp, almost like beetle leaf. So there are two kinds of leaves that look similar. One is beetle leaf and the other one is this leaf. And sometimes when because we use a lot of beetle leaf in our restaurant, and sometimes when I'm not carefully looking at what packet I'm buying, I accidentally grab the wrong leaf and it turns out to be this. It has a slightly different flavor, but it's always used as a salad ingredient to add more flavor to a salad. Our salads are very aromatic because of all these herbs. Yeah, these are like local style pickles and fish, cured fish, salted fish.
Fermented.
This is so interesting. Oh, is this the bitter melon flower? It looks like it. Oh, it's a lemongrass paste.
That we put in everything.
Oh yeah. When you talk about the different proportions.
Sorry, we got disconnected there. Okay, so right now we're looking at some of these things that are pickled.
Yeah, they're pickled fish, cured fish, and Saray was just talking about this. This is a lemongrass paste that is a very, like in every culture, you always have the basic ingredient. This is the basic Cambodian ingredient that goes into almost every single dish. It's the marinade that you see in all the barbecues that you see around here. It's also the base of soups and curries. And yeah, Saray and I were just sharing a moment of how Southeast Asian base ingredients are so similar, because in Satay Kampar we have the same ingredients too, mashed into a paste. We just have different proportions of it that just creates different flavors that are signature flavors to our country, but it's the same, like lemongrass, gingers, galangal, shallots, and yeah, that's like our, how every culture has like the trinity of base ingredients, and that is the Southeast Asian version of it. That's very Cambodian. It's so cool.
So these are frozen fish.
That's a catfish.
And now it looks like these are snow cones, possibly. Yeah, so here, that's Thai. I could tell that's Thai by the script. And then these are sweet drinks.
Coffee? Oh yes, instant coffee.
Thai coffee.
Is it Thai? Yeah, Thai. Yeah, Thai coffee. Oh, of course, peppers and boiled peanuts. I used to eat boiled peanuts so much to the point that I had to stop eating it.
Yeah, I use that.
Boiled peanuts.
I use them in the papaya salad when I make it at home.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you want to try some peanuts? Oh yeah, that lady is making the papaya salad.
Okay, so here,
So, we're making
something to
papaya
drink.
salad. Can we take a look at her making it? Yeah. Shall we take a look at the lady making the papaya salad?
Yeah, let's watch.
Yeah.
Can I try it?
So there she is. She's giving a sample out.
What I love about the papaya salad here, it's really amazing because she makes it right on the spot to order. She has all these young papayas, shredded young papayas, and all these different ingredients in containers. And when somebody orders the salad, she puts it together in this big, huge mortar. It's made of wood. She pounds the paste in it, and then she just keeps adding layers and layers of ingredients to it. It forms kind of like a sauce as she keeps pounding, and then at the end of it, she just puts all the shredded papayas and vegetables and mixes it together. Now, some of the sauces are really interesting, and it's spicy, but one of the sauces that I find really delicious in my opinion, because I kind of like funky fermented stuff, is the seafood, the fermented shrimp. Yeah, sometimes it's shrimp and sometimes they have little baby crabs in it. And it's funny, I always tell my friend, when I come here and they look at me because I look like I'm Southeast Asian, they will purposely pull out like little crabs so that they can show me they're really putting the good stuff in it, and they'll pound the crab in it. And my other friends who are not Southeast Asian, they've never had that experience, so they never knew that there were like little baby crabs and baby shrimp in that sauce, and like they just had the pure sauce. But I feel like sometimes the vendor realizes that, hey, if you're Southeast Asian, we're gonna give you the real deal, and they pull out the actual crabs that is in the sauce, and I love it. I just love it. This is the kind of place that you can find the authentic stuff like that. It's so good.
So Angie, we have a question from Jeanette. She's asking, where in the park is this located?
Oh,
Well, I don't know. Geographically, I'm not sure exactly where we're at.
so last year was at a different spot. In fact, today we had a little bit of trouble finding this place because they just moved it this year to this bigger area. But it looks like for this year, I don't know if it's the same place next year, but in the park, if you come all the way around the circle, there's just one way to come in, all the way around the circle, past the fields. There's a baseball field, and then there are tennis courts, and then there's a football field. And then you would pass the skate park. There's actually a skate park underneath the highway. You pass that, and then all of a sudden you see a lot of stalls like this, and that's where it is. It's almost right under the highway.
So that's a good question. This is an open market. You're correct. And Gai Yang means barbecue chicken in Thai. Yes, you're correct. So we have some comments in here I'm responding to. And if you're just joining, this is Angie from Satay Kampar and Kampar Kitchen, originally from Kampar, Malaysia.
Yes.
And then we have Suri joining us She lives in Philadelphia here, and she's of Khmer descent, so she knows all these ingredients. And also, if you're just tuning in, this will be uploaded on the Facebook page, and I'm also going to upload this to YouTube later. So, yeah, we're going to continue on. Are we going to go straight?
I love those noodles.
Okay, so right
The
now we
street
see they're
style
frying
noodles.
noodles. This is the first time we've
Oh,
seen
yeah,
this.
it's coconut. Yeah. Yum. What do you call those noodles? It's like very street style.
Yeah, Kefir cha, which is stir-fried noodles, pretty much.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So this is one of my favorite noodle places here. In Asia, it's very typical to see noodles being fried just by the street side like this. It is really delicious. There are actually two kinds of noodles in there. I love this style because they have the ordinary egg noodle that looks kind of like spaghetti. And then the other type of noodle, in Malaysia we call them rat tail noodles, but I'm not sure what it's called in Cambodia. How do you say it?
Load.
Lod? Lod? And I love that noodle so much. The texture is different. It is not the typical like yellow pasta looking noodles, and it's got a nicer chew to it because it's made from wheat starch instead of wheat flour and rice flour. It is made of rice flour as well.
Okay,
So
I'm going to
it's
show everyone the menu real quick, which is over here. Cow, me in Lao. So
How do you say how do you say this in your language?
Load cha.
Lod cha.
Yes.
lok cha.
Yes.
Okay, so should we continue?
Yep.
Okay, so I know what this is. I might have one of these when we're done with this video as well. Coconut.
Coconut. We always have coconut. It's another thing as common as sugarcane juice.
And then
It's
here-
the important drink to drink.
So we have orange or som. In Thai, you would say som. I know that much. And then we got sugar cane behind us. And then it looks like those are some hot sauces over there.
Fermented.
And there
They're
we have
fermented.
some Cambodian Gatorade. Okay, 5 of them. What? 5 of what? Tell me what to bring you. I'll try. We have people making requests.
Yes.
They want us to shop for them.
Oh. What do you want? What do you want to have?
5 coconuts. So far, the
5
order so far is
coconuts.
5 coconuts.
Hopefully, it makes it to you because today's a pretty hot day. I
Yeah.
can
So
drink
yeah.
5
By the way, I
coconuts
know you're
myself.
not in. I know you're not with us today, but it's really hot here in Philly today. It's going to be upwards of 80 degrees.
Yeah, we'll need 5 coconuts ourselves.
Yeah. So.
You're just gonna have to make a trip to Philly.
Yeah,
and
so
come
you would have
this
to come here.
market.
And Angie, this market is open Saturday and Sunday, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it used to be just open Sundays, but this year it's gonna be open Saturdays and Sundays, which is amazing. And come here early because a lot of the food sells out so fast. We try to get here by noon to get, all your best picks. But as the sun goes down towards the evening, it gets really crowded here because everyone travels here, and especially the Cambodian community and even most of the Southeast Asian community, not just in Philly, from 2 hours away outside Philly. I've talked to a lot of people here in the past years where they would travel to get to this market because this is the only place that makes them feel like home, even for a few hours. It brings them home. You talk to the people here, they look like us, they speak those languages, we recognize the ingredients, the flavors are just like home. It's so special just to be here. Yeah, right?
So these are just fresh fruits and vegetables right here.
Yeah, these are, so later on during the summertime, you see more farmers coming up with a lot of their vegetables. I've met in the past years, I've met a lot of Cambodian and Vietnamese farmers who grow very special ingredients that we use, like especially with herbs. A lot of the herbs that we use is just not available in the normal American market. And some of these farmers will grow them in their backyard. Some of them have. Some of the farmers will grow them in their backyard. Some of them have a little plot of land, and every weekend they will bring their harvest to sell here, and it's truly amazing. I think now we are still early in the season, but later in the season it's really amazing to see the array of Southeast Asian style vegetables and leaves, and it's just a huge variety of things that we can't get normally here in the US.
Okay, so we're continuing with the tour. I apologize, we are having some technical difficulties right now. So we're basically at the end.
This is
Now,
fresh
is that galangal?
Yep, this is
Okay.
fresh galangal.
Now that's, I know you use that in the Thai soup, tom kha. Could you tell me some other dishes that you would use that in?
Almost everything. So at Satay Kampar, almost all our dishes have a touch of galangal in it.
Okay.
And in our region, in the world, we have not just one style of ginger. We have at least half a dozen types of ginger. We use, turmeric is a ginger. We use the normal ginger that everyone is familiar with. Galangal is in the ginger family. We have sand ginger. We have, there's this. There is also another type of ginger called the lesser galangal, which has a completely different flavor. So depending on how we want our curries to taste like, whether it's a brighter curry or something that's very earthy or something that's more floral, we use different kinds of ginger to create these different flavors, and it's truly amazing. Ginger is one of our most medicinal herbs that we use. In our diet on a daily basis, we would at least have 2 to 3 different kinds of ginger, either in our drink or in our food, in our curries.
So you're saying galangal is a type of ginger?
Yep, it's in the ginger family.
Now we have Ami joining us from Washington, D.C. He's asking if you know of a similar market to this in the DMV area, D.C., Maryland, Virginia.
I'm not familiar with that. No.
Okay, sorry, Ami. You have to ask some of your local friends.
I can find
But
out.
Saray can find out, and she could ask,
Because there is a Cambodian temple in DC,
Okay.
and I'm pretty sure that that's where they sell food.
So Saray will find out, and maybe we'll get back to you if we find information on market around the area.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, should we continue?
Yeah, let's continue.
Here's more coconut.
So I was talking about this mango earlier.
These are marinated.
It's marinated mango. And for those of you who didn't get a chance to join us early on, we passed by some stalls where they were selling different kinds of mango, and I think I see some of these kind of mangoes there. Those are the baby mangoes.
These are the mango from there, but most Asian people, they like it crunchy
Yes.
and sour.
Yes. Oh my God, that's my favorite. With some spice, crunchy, sour. That's exactly what we go for when we want to pickle mangoes. So growing up in Malaysia, I used to have some mango trees. These are not pickled. This is marinated. Okay. And when we eat mangoes, there's so many different types of mangoes in that part of the world. When we eat mangoes, there are different textures, different sweetness, different sourness. And we do like the sour mangoes. It's kind of like our version of, what's the sour candy that people like here, but we don't get that in Asia. We use
Warheads? Not warheads.
It's like pickled cucumbers.
Yeah. For us, we like sour, like sweet and sour. It's almost like like before we eat, we almost kind of want to open up a palate with something like that. It's so good.
I don't even know how to explain it in English.
Yeah, me too. But we just love it.
Yeah.
You should try it. It is crunchy and it's just really good.
Not right now. We're actually live on Facebook if you want to say hi. Hi. Jom Rip Sua? Okay, I'll go on.
This is our new vendor, Asian market. might
Wow.
go to the different place.
Where would you go?
Probably to Papaya side. It depends on when the building up front.
Oh,
There's a kitchen.
okay.
They're gonna
Oh,
build
okay.
a kitchen in about another 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
So this park's gonna be
This
really
park is
famous.
gonna be really famous. That's
Yeah.
amazing. What's your name?
Vina, I'm the president
Vina?
of the market.
You're the president of the market. Lovely to meet you, Vina.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Angie.
I'm here writing a story about Angie and her favorite places in Philly. So if I could leave a card with you, and maybe if I have some questions, can you email me?
Okay.
And like, I may have some questions about the place.
This has
Thank
been one
you.
of my favorite markets in Philly.
Yeah, we've been through for like Asian markets about run to about 30 years now. But before it's not permanent.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
at the
it's out.
Mifflin
It's
Square
still coming
Park and
back.
yeah,
So right now it's permanent for this year.
that is
We organize
amazing.
nicely. Hopefully nobody argue or fighting. it's hard for customer to come in because the parking. So
Yeah, and it's a bit of a walk from the subway.
yeah. Also, if people come on Broad Street, they can pull over on Broad Street a little bit, like 15 minutes. As long as somebody in there and put emergency light, they can get off the hill.
The hill,
and
yeah,
come order
there's
the
a
food and then go back.
there's a little
They won't bother
street.
you up there.
Mm-hmm.
But if over here, if you park on the bike lane, you definitely get ticket.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. But at least there is parking.
Yeah.
At least there's parking.
Under the bridge, the 95, there's a parking open for all people.
That's
Park.
that's good information. Yeah, the parking is open for you to come in here.
Yeah.
Now, is this balut?
Yes, blue. There's the duck,
Duck
This is
egg.
duck and chicken. So this is balut. It is
baby egg.
a fertilized egg.
She didn't put the stuff in.
It is a fertilized egg, and you can't tell, but in Southeast Asia, in a lot of countries like Thailand and Cambodia, the eggs are actually fertilized. So there is a little baby chicken fetus in there, and it's boiled, and you eat the whole thing with the duck or chicken, pretty much half formed. It is considered an aphrodisiac.
A lot of things are. I think snake is an aphrodisiac
It is
as
an
well.
aphrodisiac as
Chocolate's an
well.
aphrodisiac.
Yep.
Bull's testicles are an aphrodisiac.
You would find all these things in an Asian market or Southeast Asian market. You have to find them in Southeast Asian market. That's where
And
you
that's
get
beef
that.
jerky, by the way.
Yes, beef jerky.
Yeah.
Homemade beef jerky.
Okay. So should we continue?
Yep.
All right, thank you. Algun. So you can see over there they have some sarong, I believe, for sale, some clothes, posters. Is that corn in the
That
corner?
looks like.
Or the banana leaves.
Yeah, it's like rice and looks like it. Yeah, rice and banana leaves. This is rice that is cooked in banana leaves.
I see.
Sometimes it has pork in there too, which is the round ones. They have the pork, the mung bean in there.
I love that smell.
Oh,
I love this smell of. So, I have to really try my best to describe it because I know those of you who are watching Facebook Live, you can't get that smell. But when we cook a lot of food in Southeast Asia, we wrap it in banana leaves and put it on the charcoal. It makes a big difference. And those of you who live in Philly, you might have come to some of my pop-ups. Last year I did a pop-up at Park where we wrapped fish in banana leaves and we put it on the grill. There is a very special aroma of banana leaf that is almost, charring of banana leaf. It has a really almost like vanilla-like, but charring it is important. It's not burnt. It is an aroma that just has that It's almost like it's like, you know, sometimes chefs here try to char leaves to give it the smokiness flavor, but that smokiness is not, it's like a herbal, it's almost like tea that is richly fermented, but at the same time very light, and it permeates the food. So any kind of food that we wrap in banana leaf that is charred this way, it just has another amazing layer of texture and flavor to it that you just can't describe. But that's, when I see something like that that's cooked this way, I get really excited. It also brings me home. It also brings us to night markets and beach towns, because a lot of beach towns have banana leaves as well, where we just use that as a ingredient to cook on charcoal.
And you use coconut charcoal when you're doing your satay, right, Angie?
When I do my satay, I use coconut charcoal because coconut charcoal, unlike the charcoal that we get in America, is not smoky. It is a smokeless charcoal. And smokeless doesn't mean that it doesn't have smoke coming out. It means that it doesn't have that smoke flavor. Because the smoke flavor will turn our spice marinade into a different experience altogether. When we barbecue meats, when we grill meats, the aroma of the grill comes from the drippings of the spice and the herbs. So spice and herbs is what tends to be the aroma that permeates the grilling of our food more than the smokiness of the wood. And that is more of the American style wood, where you pick the cedar and apple wood to smoke your meat to get that smokiness. For us, it's about spice and leaves and herbs that creates that. So our charcoal is smokeless to allow that to happen.
Okay, so I believe did we cover that area?
I think we did, yeah, we did a whole round.
Okay, so we did the whole route, except these couple places over here.
It looks like there's some more at the back. This market has grown.
Oh, so there's more. So,
Yeah.
sorry, we actually have a whole other
Tons more.
section.
Oh my God, this market has almost doubled from last year. This is amazing because it's so nice to see it growing.
Angie, 1 second. Mango sticky rice, by the way. I want to show everyone. I know this is a big thing at Thai restaurants. It's one of the most popular desserts. Paigala. So, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Mango sticky rice.
Is this what I think it is? This is what is this? Is this a palm? Is it palm seed? Oh, it's sticky rice.
Bean and make with coconut.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And this one with sesame seed too.
Oh.
Can you open that again, please?
Only $3.
Oh,
Very good.
Algon?
Yeah. Very good. You want to try? $3.
Okay,
We'll
we're gonna come back.
We're
We're
gonna
doing
come
it.
back.
We're actually live on
Yeah.
Facebook, so we'll come back
It's
later.
almost like a mochi, like a sticky rice. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little sticky rice dumpling in coconut, in sweet coconut.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Inside bean.
Oh, inside it's red bean.
And speaking of
The
bean,
green
here's bean sprouts.
Green bean.
Yeah. And make with coconut.
We actually use these in one of my favorite noodle dishes, gui tiao kuagai, which translates to flat noodles with chicken. I use these when I cook that dish. So,
And here we have more bamboo. So earlier on we saw another place. In fact, a number of stalls have these things. The rice that is cooked inside bamboo is absolutely delicious. Almost every country in Southeast Asia have a version of rice cooked in bamboo. In my country, in Malaysia, we call that lemang. What do you call this in Cambodia?
Very good.
It's the rice.
Oh,
Rice
we
is
say,
a bamboo.
we call it literally bamboo,
My
bai,
bai
ampo, which is rice in bamboo.
rice and bamboo. Okay. Yeah, and bamboo is actually one of our vessels that we use to cook. So in traditional Malay cooking, we sometimes not just cook rice in it, but we actually have curry dishes and like jungle cuisine where we would cook inside the bamboo as well, and it's cooked over charcoal.
okay, should we go check out the other part of the market?
Yep.
Okay, so, you know, I didn't even realize this other section existed, but here it is. So we're gonna walk through here and check this out and see if we have any other vendors or maybe something like, for example, we just saw mango sticky rice for the first time. Do you eat mango sticky rice in Cambodia?
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right, so these look like, are these mango trees? Okay, so this one's much more spread out than the other one, than the other section, I should say. Asian pear, crab apple. So these are just different trees you could get.
Oh, I want to show you pandan.
Oh, Pandan.
This is a pandan plant. That's what it looks like. I know we use pandan a lot in our cooking. It is the typical green color that you see in some of the Asian dishes. So pandan grows really well all over Southeast Asia. It almost grows like a weed. And the leaves are used for both savory and sweet applications. Most of the time we are familiar with the sweet ones. Pandan has this buttery vanilla type flavor to it that is just absolutely delicious in desserts and cakes. But this is what the plant looks like. I think in America, I think most places end up buying the essence because it's so difficult to find fresh pandan leaves. You sometimes can find it in Asian grocery stores and it comes frozen in a pack.
I've had pandan cake for dessert.
Pandan cake for dessert, yeah. And it's usually the green color that you find in most of our desserts and cooking. The green color comes from the chlorophyll that's in the leaf. The way that we extract the essence out of this leaf is to cut them up into like really fine pieces, and then we blend it or pound it with a little bit of water and squeeze out all that chlorophyll, all that green color from that leaf, and that's where the flavor is. And we use that concentrated pandan juice to make all our desserts, and you know, that's what replaces our vanilla flavor. But it has almost like a buttery vanilla. It's creamier than what a vanilla would give you. It's really good. That's pandan. Yeah, I had pandan in my backyard growing up, and it was so easy. You know, cooking back home is so easy because all these things are, they just grow, they're wild, and you don't have to buy them. They just grow in your backyard. They grow by the stream, they grow by the drain sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah, and like banana leaves, I never had to buy banana leaves. And that's why a lot of this food in Southeast Asia is so cheap, because we do get a lot of leaves and ingredients for almost free. But in America, you can't get them for cheap because these things don't grow here, and it's so difficult to get these kind of ingredients here in this country. And we pay the price to just feel at home for a little while. It's so good. This is the leaf that I was talking about. I think in Vietnam it's called la lot. In Malay it's called daun kaduk. It is a wild version of a beetle leaf. This is wild beetle leaf. It is very medicinal. In our Southeast Asian culture, I think some of you might be familiar with the term the beetle leaf lady, who would chew on beetle leaves, and usually it has other ingredients in it, just kind of like tobacco-like ingredient that makes people feel a little better, like chewing on tobacco. So that for a while there used to be a culture of chewing beetle leaves that over time that whole culture and tradition died, because you got to spit it out, right? And that was at one point in time considered not accepted. But back during my grandfather's time, chewing beetle leaf was a very common accepted part of our culture. And after you get a good meal, you chew on beetle leaf, and there was always a bucket, like a spaton, where you spit it out. And when you go to really good high-class restaurants, you're given that bucket to spit out the beetle leaf. But because the culture has died, the use of this leaf also died along with it. But a lot of traditional chefs and cooks, like in my family, we have been using this leaf not just for chewing, but a part of our ingredient to cook some of our dishes. So when I see this, I'm just so grateful that someone is growing it here, because it's so hard to find. It is a very medicinal herb, and it is it also has a flavor that is really interesting because when you eat the leaf by itself, it doesn't taste good. But when you use this leaf to pair it with fish or eggs, it enhances the flavor of that ingredient. And that's what gives it that really special property.
Okay, Angie, we have a couple questions I'd like to answer.
Yeah.
Ami from DC is asking us, do these need to be grown in like greenhouses? No, are they imported or are they actually grown in the
There are
United States?
people who are growing it here.
Okay.
During summertime, I don't have a green thumb, so I'm not the best person to answer, but I have a few Vietnamese farmers who could probably help you out with answering this. But yes, during wintertime, they have to be grown in the greenhouse, but during summertime, they grow pretty fast outdoors. These leaves, if you have a cutting of it, it roots. So it propagates quite easily by having a really good strong cutting of it. You put it in water, you let it root, and then you get a new plant coming out.
Okay, so another question is, do they have kefir lime leaves? Yes, we saw them in
Right
at least.
here.
Okay, so
There you
$35 for kefir lime leaves? $45? Is that normal?
It is.
Okay, so these are the kefir lime leaves. We have Joy from New York asking about kefir lime leaves. And I know you use these in tom kha coconut soup. What else would you use them in when you cook?
A lot of different things. We do chiffonade them sometimes and put it in some of our salads, in our sambals. We do put that in some of our sambals. I think Thai cuisine has a lot of it in the curries as well.
It's in our paste too, the lemongrass paste.
The lemongrass paste in Cambodia. Basically, it's one of our base ingredients in any kind of paste and sauce, and also a topping that we would have, like really fine chiffonades of that, just to brighten up a dish or to brighten up a salad or a curry. So
Now-
we use it a lot.
Now at Rasa, they gave me a sample of sambal, and it was one of the spiciest things. I was not able to eat it. It was really spicy.
You're supposed to just take a little bit and you mix it in with a lot of rice.
Okay, thanks for the tip for next time. Okay,
For
so
next time.
those hats, are those just farmer hats or are those something else?
We use this for two different reasons. This is not a farmer's hat. In my home, I use this as a food cover.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Sometimes, especially when we have food that's out, days before refrigeration was available, a lot of food is cooked to the point that it can stay out for pretty much the whole day. And to prevent flies and insects from getting in, we use this as a food cover.
I think I'm going to get one of those for my apartment when we're done here.
Yeah, it's really good.
I think I'm going to get myself
They
one.
come in different sizes. This stall is actually really interesting. They also have a lot of these baskets. I believe they're from Thailand. They have a lot of these baskets, and we use that as food trays as well.
Now, that keeps the food warm, is that what you're saying?
It doesn't keep the food warm. It only keeps the insects out.
Okay, well
The
then
food-
I don't
but-
need it.
But the food, the food is supposed to. So in our culture, quite a lot of times we tend to cook a lot for the rest of for the whole day, and the style of cooking using herbs and gingers and spices preserves the food enough to be kept out during the daytime without spoiling. And one of the key components to prevent food from spoiling is to be able to let it aerate. So if you look at things like hats like this, it's not in a tight plastic container. It's able to breathe, and that's the science behind how we can actually have food out on a table without refrigeration, but we don't get sick from eating it because it's not in some plastic container where all that heat and everything is cooking in it. So aeration and breathing of cooked food with spices is a way of preserving food for the day without refrigeration.
Okay.
And I think this is for rice, yeah?
Oh, that's in Lao you say tip cow, rice basket? Okay.
Yeah.
There, I know Ami, you live in DC. Ami and I have had dinner at a Lao restaurant in DC called Tip Cow. So, whenever I'm in the area, we usually meet. So here's Thai food, pad Thai, pad siu, Thai iced tea. Sai Jai's Thai food. Hi, sawadee ka.
สวัสดีค่ะ
ไทยผัดไทยค่ะ มาจากไทยค่ะของไทยแท้ๆค่ะ
Gui tiao kua gai?
What did you say?
Gui tiao kua gai?
อะไรนะ
Oh, okay, no. Pom pu tai mi dai kap.
คุณพูดไม่คุณพูดไทยเหรอคุณพูดอะไรนะขอโทษพอดีไม่ได้ตั้งใจฟัง
Pom shi Brian.
คุณชื่อไบรอันให้ดิฉันชื่อสายใจค่ะ
Kun shia rai kap.
สายใจ
Bai jai?
สายใจค่ะโอ้ไทยเก่งนะ
Okay, yindi ti dai ruja kap.
อยู่เซาท์ฟิลีนี่แหละค่ะ
นิวยอร์กนี่
New York.
นิวยอร์กนิวยอร์ก
Yeah, Philly.
จากนิวยอร์กคนกีฬาอ๋อ
so Philadelphia
อ๋อโอเคค่ะ
จ้ะ
ยินดีที่รู้จักค่ะพอดีอันนี้ผัดไทยนี่รสชาติไทยๆเลยนะคะของ
Okay.
ไทยรสชาติไทยค่ะใช้เส้นแบบ
I'm attempting my little bit of Thai that I know. Yeah, okay, yeah, so Joy's right. Protect the fly. That's what Angie was just saying. And this is pad Thai, which is the national dish.
นี่คือเต้าหู้ผัดไทย
Yeah, so I'm trying to say gui tiao kua gai.
ไก่ผัดไทยไก่นะคะ
No,
Gui tiao
kua gai.
คุยทิว
Like Bangkok, Chinatown, Bangkok, gui tiao kua gai.
อ๋อ
Okay,
ที่กรุงเทพแบงคอกใช่ไหมคะ
okay, my Thai's not good, so.
ไอ้ไหลอัมร้อน
All right, we'll move on. Lagon kap.
ขอบคุณค่ะแล้วก่อนขอบคุณค่ะมาผัดไทย
So a lot of Southeast Asian languages, it's very difficult to get the tones correct, and you can tell by, I do my best, but they usually can't understand me.
these are some of these
Lemongrass, right?
lemongrass and ginger galangal
Galangal.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize galangal is a type of ginger.
it is a
And
type
this
of
is
ginger.
baby eggplant. I've used those in a papaya salad raw. I've eaten them raw in a papaya salad, the baby eggplant.
This is like lemongrass. That's some good looking galangal right there.
Yeah.
So good.
So here we you see a lot of young ones here. So we have a swing set over here, and then we have gold, which you can't return. Buy Galangal. Okay, maybe I can't do any shopping while I'm live, but I could consider picking up some Galangal after this. Here's more sugarcane juice, which we're going to be getting some of later, and then we have.
The fry station again. I love it.
Okay. I don't like to get too close to the smoke because it's bad for the shots, but there's more barbecue like we saw earlier. Okay, and then these are some sweets. And this is papaya salad, I believe. So, beef stick.
This is some Thai desserts right here. They look so good.
Okay, so I think they're making Vietnamese sandwiches here, it looks like. And then these are beef on a chick, or as Angie would say, or I think Thailand as well, satay. Satay. And
What are they called in Cambodia? The skewers.
Sako chika.
Sako.
sako jika.
Sako
Jika.
Sako chika.
Sako is the beef part and chika is on a stick.
Oh, beef on a stick. Sako chika. Beef
Okay.
on a stick.
So here's some other things already packaged. Anchovies, I could tell those are anchovies. And then we have some drinks.
Oh, it's durian.
Oh, so I could smell the
smell
durian.
the
Even with my mask on, I could smell the
yes.
durian. Durian is
so
back here, by the way.
good.
So that's actually durian. It has a very custard-like texture. And it's not my favorite, but Angie actually,
I love it.
last time I was at her restaurant 14 months ago, she fed me and a friend the durian fish curry. Remember that?
Yeah.
And it did not have such a strong taste, and I really enjoyed it.
So in Malaysia, we actually ferment that durian, and fermented durian is called tempoyak. So durian is the king of fruit in our country. We love it, and because the fruit is actually very interesting, it has a strong smell, which everyone just associates durian with that strong smell, and it's the only fruit in that part of the world that is banned from hotels and public transportation. But we love it because it's such a complex fruit. the durian tree, it's not just one flavor. It is every tree is produces a different fruit and different flavor. And when you get a durian seed and you plant a new tree, that new tree is not going to have the same durian flavor as the old durian tree that you had the fruit from. So because of that, it's such an interesting fruit that we would appreciate the diversity of flavors and textures. It has different sweetness. Some of them are bitter, some of them are sweet, some of them are creamy, and it's just such an exciting fruit to open up because you don't know what you're going to get. However, in countries like Malaysia and Thailand, the government has taken an initiative to start to code durian flavors, just like how America codes apple. So it has a very similar genetics as apples, where every year there's a new apple in America. In Malaysia, every year there's a new durian because the flavor that's developed over time gets coded into a particular characteristic, and the only way to replicate that same flavor is by bud grafting the tree. From a cuisine standpoint, most of us would eat durian raw. That's how we all enjoy it. We also cook it, we also use it in dessert, and in Malaysia we also ferment durian. The interesting thing about fermented durian is the fact that fermentation of a very starchy fruit changes the flavor profile altogether. It takes the starch and it turns it a little sour. And in the process of turning the food a little sour, it also reduces the aroma that sometimes offends a lot of people. And we use that like sour cream in my culture. We use it as a dip. We make sambal tempoyak. It's a dip that we use. We add chilies to it. And that's why when you came to the restaurant, Brian, I was making ikan masak tempoyak, and that is fish that is cooked in fermented durian, and there is no cream added to it. It was just the creaminess and the sourness from the durian with some spice, and that's the simplicity of that dish, but the complexity of the flavor was just from one fruit and one ingredient only. And that's why durian is so special for us. I don't know, I mean, it's so special for me that I can't stop talking about it.
Okay, so
yeah.
we have a question, Angie,
Yeah.
and I think I can answer it too. They're asking if they have any durian ice cream. We have Vinny from Texas, Dallas, Texas, asking if they have durian ice cream here. Well, I haven't seen it yet, have I?
In the frozen
In a frozen, well, yeah.
At this market?
At this market,
No.
probably not, because it's an outdoor market and there's no refrigeration in here, so probably not. But it's very common in, we have a lot of Southeast Asian supermarkets here in Philadelphia. You would find durian ice cream all the time.
Yeah, and South 7th Street is a good place to start, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so so he said he does like durian ice cream. So some Americans like durian.
It's really good. Ah, this is Indonesian.
Oh. Apa kabar? Apa kabar?
Oh, baik-baik, apa kabar?
So it's interesting that we're here right now because we're actually going live from the Indonesian community in South Philly at 5:30. So this is our first Facebook Live of the day, but I wasn't expecting to see this. So this is actually basically a buffet style serving here. And if you want to check this place out, it's Pasel Nadeso. I'm probably not saying that correctly, but yeah, I wasn't expecting to see this, so I'm glad we actually did the whole market. This is halal. Now we have Ami saying, durian wafers, I bought them in H Mart. They had to double bag it because the smell is so overwhelming, but it's delicious. Okay, so I don't want to get too close to the smoke, but you can see here, there's more chicken. And then here, like I said, authentic Indonesian food. There's a pretty large Indonesian community, and I think I'm cutting Angie off because she wants to say something. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say so this market was predominantly Cambodian, but over the years, a lot of different Southeast Asian people have started to come and vend in this market, and this is an example of it. In fact, one of the things that we were walking by, sometimes you don't even notice if it's a Cambodian stall or a Thai stall, but it's actually a collection of a lot of different Southeast Asian stalls. And
I just want to point out the woman's mask there is actually the Cambodian flag. So I would assume she's probably Cambodian.
Yep.
So, is it proper to say Cambodian or Khmer?
Khmer people.
Okay, Khmer people.
Yes, that's. So I'll use Khmer.
Okay, all right.
More of those little mangoes. The
Okay, so more of the
crunchy mangoes.
crunchy baby mangoes.
Oh, they have this fruit. I love to eat it, but I don't know what it's called in English. I want to show you that.
I don't know what is it.
Ah, I don't know what they call this, but I love to eat this fruit.
Well, here's a little salad.
Fish sauce.
Yes,
Yeah, with the sugar, a little bit of sugar,
with a
chili
little bit of
pepper.
sugar, chili pepper, and yeah, our snacks are so similar. So these kind of pickled mangoes and these fruits, these are our snacks. These are our junk food. This is our
Candy.
candy. Yeah, yeah. That's what we eat when we need to munch on something in the middle of the day. So I don't know what they're called.
That's like your grapes.
Yeah. I grew up with a mango tree, several different mango trees at home, and this is my favorite one because my mom would plug it.
This is
it
pretty
grows
much
in
at every
bunches,
5
and my
stalls
mom
in
would
this
just,
market. You could see this
collect
meat
them
on a stick.
when they're young like this, and she pickles them. Pickled mangoes, pickled baby mangoes are so good.
Crunchy.
They're crunchy, yeah.
Mouth is watering.
Yeah, I know. I
Okay,
want
so
to
this
eat.
is probably
I'm sure
Indonesian as
everyone's
well.
mouth
Look,
is
Gio, check
watering
out the
watching
dog with the
this.
shoes. So this is different. This is probably Indonesian, I would think.
Yes, this looks like Indonesian. It's Indonesian? Yeah.
Fish. Now, isn't this a little bit what Sardinia looks like when you go in there?
So they're from different parts of Indonesia, has slightly different cuisines. They're in Indonesia.
I love these drinks, by the way. I don't know what you call them, but I've had them in
That
Jakarta
is-
and Cirebon as well. Is that beef rendang, do you think?
This is rendang, yeah.
Rendang. Is there any difference between a rendang you would make and one you would get at an Indonesian restaurant?
Absolutely. So just to let everyone know, rendang from Malaysia, Indonesia, and even more specifically, different parts of Indonesia and different parts of Malaysia is completely different. So rendang is our most common stew in that region. And just like how, stews here in America can come in all different varieties and different styles, that's what rendang is to us. It's not one style, it's many styles. In Malaysia alone, every state and every town has their signature rendang. So in Indonesia, it's the same thing. Rendang that's from Java is different from rendang that is in Sumatra. That's different from rendang there's another style called the Minangkabau rendang. It's a completely different thing, but they all have the same few elements in it. It is usually a protein like beef or chicken.
Yeah, beef's the one I see the most often.
Beef is the one that you see the most often here in America, but in our country, chicken is also a very, very often a style of rendang. And so that's, protein that is cooked for a very long time in coconut cream and spice. So that is the key component of rendang. And the period of cooking, the long process of cooking slowly to simmer all that coconut into this thick sauce is the signature of a very, very good rendang.
Okay.
And that's another Indonesian stall. This is called bakso. Bakso is noodles in soup.
Okay, here's just an example of the different bakso options. And here's some drinks.
Actually,
Little-
like noodles and beef balls. Sorry, beef balls in soup.
Okay,
Yeah,
that sounds
bakso.
good.
It's good. It's really good. Is that crawfish?
Oh, so there's crawfish, by the way.
What is this? Is that crawfish? Crawfish?
Oh,
Amerifish.
hold on. Amok? Amok? Oh, okay.
No, we didn't make it this time.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
a similar fish curry.
So. And here's some cotton candy and potato sticks. Kind of like county fair type of food.
Yeah.
Mango and coconut.
Sweet Basil Express. Years ago I went to a restaurant called Kamai Sweet Basil. They're no longer in business. So I want to show you over here real quick. Here's a lot of satay. And then we have boba tea. So, okay, Angie, where did we not go to yet? Did we not go?
I think this is pretty much the end of the market. This is this row here that we didn't cover, but it's pretty much a similar kind of food.
Okay.
Looks like there is some sandwiches and hoagie, like a Vietnamese style hoagie there as well. And yeah, this is basically it.
I had no idea that my aunt had a stall here. My godmom was here.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Your aunt? Which store is your aunt?
Right there, they're making the Khmer fish noodle dish. Not really many people over hear about it.
Yeah, can you tell us about it?
Okay, so yeah, here,
About the Khmer fish noodle?
Sarita happens to have a cousin, and her grandmother's here, so we're gonna go meet her real quick.
This is so unique. Yes. Please tell us about this.
Auntie.
Hi.
You're a food writer?
Yes. Yeah, I'm actually writing a story. So here, this is me.
Yes, mom's cooking.
Mom, where's mom?
Well, my sister, we
Oh.
look like mom. She's been gone for 6 years. Beef and fried sour soup. And we have our traditional Cambodian fish curry. Well, it's not really a curry but it's grilled with the grilled paste that is very authentic to Cambodia.
Do you want to, can you
Oh,
put that by your mouth?
okay.
So what are you saying this is an authentic fish curry?
Yes, authentic fish curry. It's made with grill, prahok, and it's with minced fish. You want to try it?
Not right now, we're live,
Okay.
but we're gonna be walking around and trying some different things once the live's over.
All right.
And we'll try to come back.
Yeah, and we serve it with vermicelli noodles, rice vermicelli, and your fixings of all the vegetables.
Okay. Well, all gone?
Okun?
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so, yeah, nice to meet you.
It's really nice to meet you.
Okay. So this is the, over here is the only section we haven't actually walked yet. So
That area? Yeah.
do you want to go over here?
We can probably start from here and then go back there, and then that would be, I think we would have covered.
Okay, so you
Everything.
saw it took us like about, by the time this is over, it'll be about 90 minutes to really walk this market and take your time. So this isn't really somewhere you just come by, take a quick look and leave. If you really want to get to know the market, you got to spend at least, I would say, an hour here and try maybe like 3 different places. So this is more groceries.
It's
Looks like we have
vegetables.
purple
and-
rice.
Oh,
And-
this is fermented rice. It's really good. Yeah. Oh, this is the kind of thing that you would not find. Are you Cambodian? Cambodian? What is it called in Cambodian? Tapai is the same in my language. It's also tapai. Yeah. So back in our country, so it looks like Cambodia and Malaysia calls this the same thing. It's called tapai. In that part of the world, fermentation to turn things alcoholic, it's a little bit different from here in America. We don't use grapes, we use rice. So fermented rice wine with a yeast that is called ragi. That's what we would use to turn rice into alcohol. It's something that we do very locally. I do that at home all the time, and it's more common to find white rice fermented like that. So the way that we would do
make tapai is to get really good quality starchy rice or sticky rice or sweet rice. You have to find the rice yeast that's called ragi. You would first have to soak the rice for at least 24 hours, steam that rice, and then you mix the ragi into the rice. That's the rice yeast. To mix it into the rice, and you put it in a ceramic pot for a couple of days to let the rice ferment. After about 3 days, the rice starts fermenting and it becomes really sweet. So the ragi would turn that starch to sugar. But then typically there are different stages where we would appreciate fermented rice. So tapai is appreciated probably about between 3 days to about a week, when there is still some sweetness in the tapai. And in this method of serving it, they're serving the rice with the alcohol that has been developed in it. But if you let this rice ferment longer, and I would do that sometimes at home, I would go to about 3 months to continue to let that rice breaks down, and that's when the sugar then becomes more alcoholic, and it becomes a little bit more like it's strong. You get rice wine from it, and at that stage you're not going to get these rice balls anymore because it becomes like almost like a muddy paste, and that's how you get the cooking rice wine that we will use in. Sometimes we'll make a rice wine dish and soup, like chicken soup with rice wine, and we'll eat noodles with it, and it's really, really common in my culture to appreciate that. It is also rare to find black fermented rice, so I'm very surprised to see it here. And so this is made the same way as the white rice tapai, but it is made with black rice instead.
I thought it was purple at first.
Yeah, it turns purple because I guess because the liquid from the black rice, where the alcohol from the black rice comes out a little bit reddish, purplish color, but it is from a style of rice that we call black rice, and this style of tapai is really rare to find even in Southeast Asia, and it's got a different flavor. It's a little bit it's deeper and more earthy, and the white rice tends to have a lot more floral flavors to it.
So have you tried rice berry?
Rice berry?
Yeah, it's like a purple rice.
Rice berry, I have to see it.
I could send you a link.
Calling it a different name. Sometimes I use a different name.
I think it was invented in Thailand.
These are more plants that the farmers would grow. So it'd be nice to come back here later in the summer because you would see more vegetables that will be available. Southeast Asian style vegetables will be available later in the summertime.
So this looks like more Indonesian.
Yeah, this is Indonesian. So snacks.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Get some.
Mango sticky rice.
Yeah. You can try. So good. We do noodle soup too. Thai noodle soup. And you can sit on the table.
Oh,
Oh, you can sit at the table to enjoy some Thai noodle soup. It smells amazing.
sawadee krap.
สวัสดีค่ะ
It smells amazing.
Kunชื่ออะไรครับ
เนี่ยชื่อโจค่ะ
ชิโจคาผมชื่อไบรอัน
โอ้ยบริอักสุดหล่อ
ยินดีที่ได้รู้จักครับ
เช่นกันจ้ะ
What are you cutting? It looks like tripe.
Yeah, for noodle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
ก๋วยเตี๋ยว
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 You know ก๋วยเตี๋ยวเรือ
I know Gui Tiao Kua Gai. In Bangkok, I tried Gui Tiao Kua Gai.
Yeah. And papaya salad.
Som Tam.
ส้มตำ
Something here smells really good to me. It smells like fermented sauce. I'm salivating. It's a good thing that I have my mask on because I'm so hungry right now.
May Rungrutai says Sawatika. Sawatika, May. We're
Sawadika.
live at the Cambodian Market here in South Philly, FDR Park. And we're coming towards the end of the tour. So thank you for joining us, May. Let us know where you're joining from.
Hi. It smells amazing. What is this?
That's the cha krương, the krương paste that we.
Oh, the Korean plate paste that's in everything. So earlier on, Sari was showing us a little tub of paste that that was described to be the base of almost every Cambodian flavor, and it's made with lemongrass and galangal, ginger, shallots. It has some Kefir lime leaves in it as well. So that paste is used to make this curry, and it's called cha krương. Cha krương.
Char krong?
Cha krương.
Chicken?
Cha krương mon.
Okay.
Is that prahok?
That is prahok.
Prahok? Yeah.
With
With pork?
with pork and coconut milk.
So this is one of my favorite things to start with. Oh, this is the little berries that you were looking for here.
Oh, okay. Ask where you could
Yeah.
buy them fresh.
Where do you find them fresh?
You want to test? You can actually buy them from the Cambodian market.
From the Cambodia market? Okay, we gotta get them from the market.
Yeah, we have to get them fresh.
So this is one of my favorite. So for those of you who are not familiar with prahok, it's one of my favorite dishes to have. The way that they appreciate prahok is almost like crudité style. You have this curry that is made with ground pork and sometimes there's chicken, but most of the time it's ground pork. And you see behind her, she has an array of salads. She will cut those salads out, and you're supposed to use the salad with cucumbers and raw eggplants, and it's just all these different kind of salads, and you would dip it in prahok, almost like how you would eat a crudité, but it's a style of curry with some proteins on it, and you dip it in it. It's such a healthy dish. I just love it, and of course, with fresh herbs and salad, it just brightens up that flavor of the curry. It's really good.
I see.
There's some fermented, I think there's some fermented fish sauce in the prahok as well, and don't shy away from that. It's really good.
And what are you drinking?
Oh, one of my aunts made a strawberry smoothie for me.
Oh, it looks great.
I forgot about it.
Okay.
It's so good.
We get this at I Heart Cambodia.
Yes, that's right. I love it so much. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we're
gonna
nearing
come
the
back.
end.
I
If you
know
have any
we'll come back and
questions,
buy a
please
bunch
type
of,
them in here
these things to eat.
because we could try to answer questions after it's posted, but it's always best to ask them live while we're all together.
Oh,
Make you hungry. Yeah, so how is the audio, by the way? Do we sound okay? Okay, so is this the end of the tour?
yeah, I think we covered the whole market now.
Okay, well,
Vendors, yeah, this is all of the vendors.
All the
She
vendors.
just told me they sold out on all of the vendor permits.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, so this is
Wow,
everything.
this
This
is
is huge.
everything. Yeah, it's grown so big this
did you say no
year.
more vendor permits?
Yeah, they sold out of it. So
Okay. What is pra-ra? I have a question. Do they have pra-ra?
What is pra-ra?
Okay, so I'm asking about pra-ra, P-R-A-R-A.
Is that Thai or?
Yeah, probably Thai.
Oh.
I have some viewers from Thailand
Oh,
joining,
okay.
so.
Okay.
Okay. Unfortunately, you would have
Yeah, your
to
mom
try to
is Thai.
translate it to English, or otherwise we're not going to be able to answer you. But thank you everyone for joining. Check out Angie at Kampar Kitchen, at Satay Kampar, on Facebook, on Instagram. And if you're here, this is FDR Park, not far from the sports complex. And you could drive here and park, or you could take the subway to the last stop on the Broad Street line. Pickled fish. Pickled fish.
Pickled fish. Yeah, there were a few places. Prahong. Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Prahong is fermented fish.
Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. This is going to be up on YouTube. I'm at Brian May Rome on YouTube. I'm at Brian May Rome on all major social channels. And I'm going to say, Angie, thank you. Terima kasih. Anything else you want to say?
Terima kasih, sama-sama. So Saray joined us in the middle of our tour, so I didn't actually get a chance to give her a proper introduction. So if I can, I just want to give her a proper introduction. It just takes a few minutes. Saray is Cambodian. She's amazing. She's very young, but I got to know her through the restaurant actually, because she came in to eat and we became really good friends. But one of the things that I really admire Saray, her family came from Cambodia. They were refugees, and when refugees come over, that's how most Cambodians come to America, as refugees. And one of the things that Saray was educating me about is the fact that when refugees come over, sometimes life is not easy. Life was not easy for them in Cambodia. The whole transition coming here is not easy as well. And to be able to grow up here in America with parents who really don't understand the culture is such a big challenge that mental health becomes an issue. And Saray and her family, her mom and dad and herself and her siblings, has gone through so much trauma in the whole process that she's realized the importance of mental health. She now is a very successful young businesswoman who has able to come through all that. And she now owns a nail salon. That's why my fingers are so beautiful. But part of her business is about raising money to contribute back to the mental health of her own people, mental health of people who are refugees in this country, and she supports a couple of families through their mental health issues. And that is just truly amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there a link, is there a website or anything we could follow you on?
Yes, you can follow us on phillynailcompany.com. Philly as in P-H-I-L-L, nail as in fingernails, company.com. You can follow us there, and Saray K will be on there as well.
Okay, and we could drop the link later on when I upload this to YouTube. Thank you, everyone. Just so you know, we're going live again at 5:30 from South Philly, and we're going to be doing a tour of the Indonesian community 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So in the meantime, thank you, everyone. Bye. Selamat tinggal. Bye.